When I saw her, it was over. Now I know what you mean. It's completely different.
What was your impression of the overall group experience compared to maybe just going over individually?
Oh, it was absolutely phenomenal. It's an experience I'll never, ever, ever forget. I mean, the guys were fantastic. The women were fantastic. Everything was fantastic. You were fantastic.
Well, I'm always fantastic. But,
I know, but yeah. It was just absolutely one of the most wonderful experiences I ever had.
One of the things we're going to be talking about on one of the shows we're doing is the unintended consequences of a group tour. And what I mean by that is that there's certain aspects of the tour that a lot of guys don't take into consideration. They think about, okay, I'm going to go over meet the women I want to meet. But there's so much more that goes on during the tour. Can you tell a little bit or speak to a little bit of that?
Yeah, one of the best parts for being in another country, all the places that I saw things that I would have never, ever seen in my life. It was probably one of the best vacations I ever took because it was everything that you see. And not only that, from that experience, it led me, because I ended up getting married, I would have never had the intended consequences of the direct result was in terms of my happy marriage right now.
Okay. And just for those out there, you've been married for how long now?
5 years this past August 29th.
Congratulations. And it couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, because I remember when on that tour and you were just fantastic. But, the tour was up and down, obviously, and for you it was up and down a little bit too. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I met somebody and basically more or less she was taking advantage of me. And, and that's going to happen. But I guess that happens in all types of situations. And I somewhat liked her a lot. But she saw me more or less as a mark. And, you have to be aware of that. But beyond that, it was absolutely a phenomenal experience. I mean, you've got to watch out for those things. I mean, there are women out there who are just out there for a certain situation. And, if you're serious about wanting to find somebody that's going to spend the rest of your life with, you really got to get to know that woman a little bit more. And it taught me a great lesson. You just have to watch. But overall, the whole experience, the socials were just absolutely amazing. It was just phenomenal. And the women are absolutely friendly, and it was just a great experience. And I made a lot of friends from that. And I still have friends from that experience.
Hey, that's another one of the unintended circumstances that I talk about, is that you just said that you still have friends from that experience. This is 5 years later, and some of the guys that were on that tour are still friends.
I talked to some of the guys from a couple guys from the Boston area. It's been a great experience. I mean,
that's really neat that you can make friends with people and stay in touch, because you have this kind of unique thing in common, that you went halfway around the world to try to find that right person for you. You took that step, and I think when you get off that plane, feel this kinship, this bond to the other guys there, because you're all doing this together, and it's much more of a cooperative than a competitive thing, I always say.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, every guy is looking for basically the same thing. They're looking for a relationship that looks like it's going to be permanent, and everybody's serious, and everybody's just looking for that. And then, it's that kinship. I mean, it's you create those type of relationships and stuff, and I found it to be absolutely amazing. The guys are fantastic. I mean, all the guys are fantastic. I mean, even the ones that were a little loose. But it's just the relationships that you built were just absolutely amazing. You learned so much from so many people from all over the United States. I mean, it's just amazing. It was a great experience. And the unintended aspects of that experience is it was basically a changer of my whole life. My whole life changed. I mean, when I ended up getting married and I found the right woman, I created a whole new world for myself in terms of a new set of friends and stuff. And I met where I live in the Seattle area, in the Pacific Northwest. And we created a bond with numbers of couples that had ended up marrying foreign brides. And we all experienced the same problems. I mean, not everything is the best in the world, but, we went through problems, but we all shared it together. And I guess those are the unintended consequences of a lot of from the trip. And it's been amazing. It's been a great experience in my life.
Yeah, one of the reasons I like
the greatest guy in the world.
Interested? Learn more at... If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.